Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Military Surplus Sunday. If you're not familiar, every Sunday I do a piece of military kit. I show you what I have, all the stuff that I've been using over the years, that kind of thing. So come back around every Sunday around 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time and take a look at all the stuff that I'm reviewing. Also, I need you guys to like, subscribe, share this type of information because that helps the algorithms, it helps us, it helps support the channel. I have all the links down below for the gear that you see in front of you. It's going to be on my Amazon page. Amazon, full disclosure, does give me about 2 cents every time you purchase something, so that also helps. Also, if you want to go over to Patreon and become a Patreon member, also 3riverblades.com. Check that out for any custom made knives and 3 River Kydex. I'll put everything down below so you guys can follow. Alright, let's talk about the Alice Pack. This is the Alice Pack Medium. Now myself as a young Marine, when I entered boot camp back in '92, this is what was issued. Okay, we no longer use this, the military doesn't use this, but they are available on surplus for pretty cheap. Now the good thing about the Alice Pack is that it's kind of bomb proof. It's a pack with a frame, an aluminum frame, and as long as it's in good conditions it'll last you forever. There are two versions of this. There's the medium, which is what you see here, and then there's the large, which we kind of used for inclement weather, or I should say cold weather environments, because you had to pack more kit. So let's just get into the specs. ALICE stands for All-Purpose Lightweight Individual Carrying Equipment. The main compartment is 19 inches by 11.5 inches by 9.5. There's 3 pouches on the outside. They're all 5 inches by 2.5 by 3 inches. The main compartment capacity is approximately 34 liters or 2,700 cubic inches. The total capacity is approximately 39.52 liters or 2412 cubic inches. This is the max volume of all the compartments. Separate pouch on the inside for the main compartment, so that's typically where we would use our radios. Back in the day, it was the PRC 77. It was sort of like a bunch. It was like a large loose leaf binder that was heavy and barely worked. We called it the two knob slob. Accessory loops for storing extra gear. 12 on the top front, under the top, 2 on the bottom, 3 on each side. The capacity, I said that already, is 39.5 liters, 2413 cubic inches. It's made, the material is mostly nylon. Okay, it weighs approximately 9 pounds with the frame. Medium Alice packs can be used with or without a frame, and is recommended to carry up to 50 pounds of gear. Alright, I'll show you when we break this down. Typically you're looking at around $60 to $80. I've seen people sell them with the frame, without the frame. In my opinion, I think you should get it with the frame. I think it gives a little bit more stability. It gives you more bang for your buck, and it's real. We're talking about 80 bucks, so maybe $40 for the pack and $40 for the frame, depending on what surplus store you go to. I tend to buy my stuff on Amazon, or I buy it on eBay. Alright guys, so I'm just going to take this off, but I just want to give you guys an idea. All these pockets right here are push through. I happen to have my machete right here, and you could take this out. Let's see if I can take this out now. I could take this out and use it for any of the other accessories. Okay, so the reason for the pass-through is if you wanted to use it here, here, or here, you can pass some equipment through there. It would come out the bottom, so if you had anything long like a machete or a tripod or an axe, you could just stick it in there. I know a lot of bushcrafter guys actually like these packs. It's not the most ideal because it's smaller, but with these packs, what you're supposed to use is the LBV or the 782 gear or the Deuce gear. Okay, we were issued that along with these packs. I know these packs kind of are older now, but the assault pack or 3-day assault pack kind of took the place of this pack right here. Alright, for the summertime it works great. For the wintertime I would go with something a little bit bigger. So I'll take this out, show you what we got here. Now for these release tabs right here, as you can see, they're all metal. These are the old style. These are all metal tabs. You have to pull down and pull up, or pull down and cinch up. They're not with the Fastex buckles. I know there's a lot of modifications and a lot of guys do a lot of mods with them, but I like to keep things kind of traditional, and I kind of like to show the history of it. And like I said, you know, you're only spending 80 bucks on this pack. There are a lot better packs out there, but if you are into military surplus, this thing will do you just fine. All right. So, like I said, let's go around the pack. On top it says US. In order for you to open this pack all the way, you have to adjust it from the bottom. It does not detach anyway. So what we typically did is we left these straps open. So as you can see, I put my sleeping mat in here. Kind of works really well. If you had a large sleeping bag, sometimes you were forced to put it on top. You can latch it to the bottom, but I'll talk about that when we get there. All right. So just walking around the sides. On this side, this is all Alice clips right here. So you can put 2 Alice clips in here. You see these little grommets right here. Those are for e-tools or any type of equipment that was used with the Alice system. I'll just show you an example right here for my machete. Okay, if you see on the machete, it has these 2 clips. I'll give you a better idea what that looks like. All right, and those 2 clips, you would kind of have to feed them in between here, and that's what's going to latch it to this pack. Also, you have the pass-through, so something like a machete or any other gear. We also have the 2-quart canteen. A lot of times this was a hot weather kit or warm weather, so you would carry a lot more water than you would typically. So these clips, these are the Alice clips, e-tool on one side and maybe a 2-quart canteen on the other. The other thing that was issued with this pack was the Willie Pete bag or the waterproof bag. And I can tell you that you can still purchase these. These are very, very cheap. Waterproof clothing bag. It's just a rubber lined large sack, and it goes inside the pack, and then you're supposed to pack your clothes inside here to keep it waterproof. Like I said, this is only nylon. I know guys, especially the swim ninjas, I call them swim ninjas, the guys that trained us were teaching us how to pack the kit and tie it off in a way that as it sits inside your pack, it's a buoyant flotation device. So if you did fall into the water, if you were doing heliborne operations and your bird went down, you could actually take your pack and actually make it float. A lot of times this had holes in it or cigarette marks or stuff like that. So what we would do is get rid of this and use black garbage bags, all right, contractor bags. Same principle, it's just a little bit newer. And the other big thing about this is it smells like absolute dog shit. I don't know why. Whatever the old style waterproofing is, it just stinks. Like I could smell it from here and it's already making me sick. So good piece of kit, it'll just make everything smell horribly fucking terrible. So again, to each his own. So let's finish up around the sides. Again, you have more Alice all the way around. Alice latching, pass through. All of the pockets, like I said, they're about 5x9s. They will fit an MRE, not even field stripped. It doesn't have any type of pull cord. It does have the adjustments that, again, just like the regular strap for the main ruck, it works the same way, and it has 2 buttons. So you have 1, 2, 3, again, MREs. I'm just putting stuff in there, guys. This is not loaded for a loadout. I'm just trying to give you guys a little bit of an idea. Okay, so 3 MREs in the first pouch. Again, there's no cinch ties or anything like that. You just have what's sewn here to keep your stuff dry. What we would do is we would go to the PX or the BX, whatever military service you're from, or just go to the grocery store and get Ziploc bags, and everything had to be waterproof because this thing is not very waterproof. Alright, go around the side. Again, like I said, more webbing for Alice equipment. You have one that goes this way and 2 this way. If you wanted to marry it up, you could put 2 up here, an E-tool, bayonet, whatever the case is, you can put them on each side and all the way around. Alright, let's look on the bottom. Alright, on the bottom, like I said, you have these 2 loops right here. See, one here, one here. Those are for attaching anything on the bottom of this pack. There's no free floating on the bottom of this pack. It's completely sewn in. So sort of like with the new packs that we have today, this would be a separate compartment, or a compartment was sewn on, and then you put your sleep system in there. This has none of that. This is really, really old school. So what we used to do is we would get bungee cords, all right, or a stuff sack. I think I had a stuff sack around here somewhere. So yeah, so I have my stuff sack. I think this one's from Blackwater. Yeah, so I would have my stuff sack, put all my sleeping equipment inside here, stuff it up, and then I would attach it at the bottom of my ruck. Okay, that's kind of how we did it. There's many ways to do it. You decide. You also have quite a bit of aluminum of the pack frame still here. So between here and here you have plenty of places. I'm sorry. Between here and here you have plenty of places to latch some type of equipment. All right, let's go around the back. All right, this is what I was talking about as far as when you get your ruck. All right, when you buy one, you have to make sure that these are not broken off. Okay, I don't know if you can see that. I'll try to bring it in a little bit. All right, the rivets sometimes come out depending on the use and abuse. You have two rivets here, one here, one here. You have two on the side. What you really want to check to make sure is that these are not broken. They're underneath. These shoulder straps connect underneath. They are riveted into this bar. Make sure those are not broken off. Make sure that all the quick release works on both sides. Sometimes you'll see them kind of jerry-rigged with 550 cord. Probably not a good idea. You're supposed to be able to swim out of this pack. If you are loaded down with a lot of equipment, it's going to be very hard for you to do. Okay, so make sure that they work. It should come with a waist belt, the waist belt, and a kidney pad. The kidney pad right here, all right, should be in good, decent, serviceable condition. Let me just move you down just a little bit. Alright guys, that's a little bit better. Sorry about that. Alright, and then inside here you have your adjustments. Alright. Make sure that the buckles are in good working order. A lot of times you'll get them where one of these ears are broken off. That's a big no-go. They do sell replacements. Don't worry about it if you break it yourself and the buckle's broken. You can get replacements online. It's really not that hard to do. Okay. Waist strap is serviceable. Make sure these are good to go. Alright, these ears, these wire ears, sometimes they break off. Alright, so you want to make sure that's good to go. And just overall good, connected correctly. Okay. Now on this pack, like I said, you can see right here, it is connected to the pack. Alright. They also come with these D-rings. These D-rings are in lieu of the pack frame. So if you wanted to, you don't have to run a pack frame. You would take it off here, and this is not really corrected. It's supposed to be in here. If you wanted to, you would take it off. I'll just show you since we have it out. Okay. If you wanted to, you can take it off the pack frame, and then you would attach this to your D-ring. Okay, and it makes it a soft pack. Okay, the way this works is you're supposed to attach it in here. Okay, just make sure that this is correct. Make sure it's done right. So this little triangle is where this is supposed to go, where this pack's supposed to go. Some people do two, some people do one. Doesn't really matter. Just as long as it's good to go, it's nice and tight. Okay, and you go back through the loops and you adjust it as necessary. Alright, so if you're using a frame, you don't have to worry too much about it. You don't have to worry about this D-ring. Okay, that's completely up to you. But if you're not, you would have to make sure that these D-rings are good to go. Alright, so there you go. So that's connected to the ruck correctly. Alright, so that's it. Let's look inside. I'll get this out. Again, I just packed this stuff just to have stuff inside. On the top, the lids will probably wear out more than not. You're going to have like this spotting for whatever reason, I've seen a lot of mods where the guys, they would use Flex Seal. They actually sell Flex Seal in not only black, but in green and brown and all other colors. So they would strip this off and then use Flex Seal, and it would help waterproof the pack. All right. Also inside here is we call it a map pocket because it's at the top of the pack. And I didn't really get into a video on how to pack your ruck, and maybe that'll be somewhere down the line. But I think that if you, the stuff that you're going to need most, such as land navigation and know where the hell you're going, maybe some baby wipes or something like that in case you have an emergency bathroom that you have to take care of, I would put everything like that up top. Also like socks or a shema, something like that. Okay? So again, you'd have to move those straps out of the way to get inside the ruck. And if you can see inside this ruck, I'll see if I can lift it up for you a little bit. All right, you have 2 grommet holes down at the bottom. It is kind of spacious, but I will caution you that it gets eaten up very quickly. Like I said, you only have, was it 2100 square feet? It's square inches, I'm sorry. It's a 34-liter bag, so it's not that big. This is what we were talking about when I said the secondary pouch. There's a secondary pouch in here. This pouch was typically used to carry a radio. Most of the troops now, or anybody that's using this, will use this for some type of water bladder. A water bladder was not really a thing that we had back in the day. We just had canteens, canteen cup, canteen stove. But if you wanted to, it makes a good water bladder. You could also put them on the side, just leave them in there along with the rest of your gear. And again, it has a decent drawstring right here. And the way this works is you pull it down and then you lock it in. Okay, it doesn't always work all the time, but you know, we used to just duct tape these, whatever was necessary just to make it work. Once you cinch this down, it's pretty compressible. Alright guys, so I think it's a really good deal for the price. I think it's a very, very robust, it's time tested, it's been proven. Now I know a lot of the original USGI stuff is kind of drying up, or it's not being made as fast. So if you have to be very careful, because there's a lot of China made stuff out there, and I don't know the difference between American aluminum and China aluminum. But the frames themselves, if you're getting it for a really cheap price and it's in very good condition, it's probably not USGI made. It's probably made in China. The same goes for the packs. If you look at the packs, you have to look closely. There should be an MSN number. There should be USGI somewhere stamped. Although all that stuff can be copied, there are things that you need to look for in order to make sure that your pack is real. If authenticity is not really, it doesn't really matter to you, then go ahead and spend your money any way that you like. But ideally, I think if you're going to go with this pack, just buy one that the troops have been using and has been time tested. Especially if you're going to spend good earned $80 on it. Like I said, it's not very big, but it's a very good pack for what it is and what it does. Alright guys, thank you very much. I really appreciate you tuning in every Sunday to check out what I have to say. Again, like, subscribe, share, do all that stuff. Put all the comments down below. It really helps the algorithms. And go to threeriverblades.com. Check out all the knives I have up there. And if you're interested in a wholesale, go to 3 River Kydex. Alright guys, thank you very much. And as always, stay safe.